Okay, well, obviously we didn't play a good enough football game to keep us in this thing. A couple of things I talked about early on about we're going to play this Georgia Tech team that is tops in the country in terms of times of possession is that when you get your possessions, you have to make sure that your opportunities to score count as well. They got up on us early, and they made big plays on us, and you can't come from behind and try to think that you're going to surpass a team that has such a prolific ground attack, but at the same time, you're dropping passes, you're having penalties or whatever it might be. You're non-productive when you have the ball yourself. So, again, that's a good football team. They're a very good football team, and they have their formula for success. And so, we have to do better. It doesn't get any easier for us. Got to get ready to go down to Tallahassee and play Florida State. But we got to leave from this place, understanding that when you get down in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns. Got to minimize mistakes, defensively as far as assignments. It's an assignment-oriented football game, and obviously there was more than a couple that we didn't do our jobs. Questions?
You talked about them getting up early. Is that maybe reason why you seem to abandon the running game a little bit?
Well, a little bit. That had something to do with it, but again, you want to try to move the ball, and I believe in their possessions. They were averaging a lot of time in possession. Matter of fact, we started the third quarter. I think it was a 7-minute drive. So when you have your possessions, you have to make sure that you have opportunities to move and get yourself in a scoring position, and we just didn't do that today.
Mike, they're the 93rd ranked team in the country in rushing defense, I think. You had 16 carries today. Why didn't you run the ball more?
Now, like I just said, you're down 14-0 early like that, then you got to find plays to move the ball and be productive. And we weren't productive early enough, often enough, and end up basically towards the latter part of the second quarter trying to move the ball. And again, we didn't do a good enough job.
Had a chance to make it a one-touchdown game in the first half, and Keon foul in the end zone or dropped the pass, end up having to take the field goal. How big a play would that have been at that time to get back in it?
That's the whole part of this, the red zone opportunities to score. And I believe it's 17-21 at that point if we make the catch. And so that's it's frustrating. I know that, the guy feels bad, about it, but again, you got to have those plays. You got to make those plays, if you're going to, keep yourself in a football game.
Mike, you're down the fourth down call, Lambert's interception in end zone. You're down 18. You need 2 touchdowns and a field goal to tie the game, get back in the game. You just take me through the decision making to go for it on fourth down rather than kick the field goal.
As I said, their time of possession was grinding up the clock pretty good, and so we just felt that our chances to score, we better take our chances to score now because they were doing a good job of moving the ball, and we weren't stopping them like we needed to.
Mike, did you think they were picking on Maurice at all? Seemed like he had some trouble early against their taller receivers.
I don't know if they were picking on Maurice. I know number 88 is a tall receiver, 6'5", 6'6 plus, and they just utilized a matchup that they thought he could go up and get the ball, and it worked out for them. Maurice is arguably our best corner, and they got the best of him today.
Mike, on the fourth down try for them, the first possession of the second half, did you not think there was an angle there? You choose not to challenge on the spot there.
From where I was standing, I thought it was short, but again, the official said forward progress. He marked for forward progress. It was hard to tell.
This is I think you've scored 6 points in the second half the last 4 games. I think you had 32 yards the entire second half today. What are teams just adjusting better than you? How do you explain just the lack of offense in the second half the past few weeks?
It's the lack of execution, number one, the lack of performance, because it doesn't lead to any production, and that's a critical part if you're going to move on and move forward, particularly in the second, third, fourth quarters. We got to do a better job of that.